everybody, it's Chugga Conroy, and welcome to my Let's Play of Kirby Triple Deluxe. If I'm being perfectly honest, the game that made me a Kirby fan. For years, I thought Kirby was just okay due to the specific games that I'd tried, and it was actually Proton John's love for this that made me want to try it out myself, and well, here we are. Looking all around this beanstalk, or dreamstalk if you will. Already apparent from this title sequence, this is visually stunning, full of charm, and the platforming is just as creative to match. The title even sounds like delicious ice cream, like, hey, I'll have the Kirby Triple Deluxe. What more could you really want from a game? Gameplay, I suppose. So, let's not wait any more time and get into what makes Kirby so special. Kirby Triple Deluxe. Third time's the charm, third time playing this game, and third file. Gotta just go in with the whole triple theme here. I see a little green light that means good things for my life force in existence. So we'll go into story mode right away. There are other side modes, because it's Kirby, but we'll be seeing those at a later time. And as we get started, I want to tell you that Kirby Triple Deluxe was envisioned as a direct sequel to the much-beloved Kirby Superstar. Here we join Kirby on the day after Milky Way wishes. Hi. Interesting direction. A mysterious new face has appeared and captured King Dedede. Are you a bad enough Kirby to rescue the king? Only place we can go is Fine Fields with our fine feels. And I'd like to welcome you to the world of Floralia, a kingdom of floating islands in the skies above planet Popstar, previously unknown until the Dreamstalk appeared one day and connected it to Dreamland. We'll go into stage 1. And you know how it is, you run from left to right. Right away, visual theming is incredible. Just for a first level, this is so good. Also, that sign right there, when it confirms that you did something right, those were red circles in the Japanese version instead of green check marks. You ever feel like it's your job to compare things in Japan to how they are in your country? I feel like it's my job to compare things to how they are in my country. Aw, Kirby, you appreciate me. I'm so glad you are all about Japanese trivia. I guess if you stood in front of a white background, you would kind of be the Japanese flag, so, okay. Well, we end up in a much more flowery place. Dandelions blowing across. We can eat enemies and we can spit them out. That guy was a Waddle Dee, minding his own business. Why are you so rude? This guy is a Waddle Dee on a rope who goes between the foreground and the background, kind of playing with the fact that this one's in 3D. Tutorial, thank you. You like that? Yeah, the tutorial only pops up if you show that you don't know what to do on that part. I appreciate design like that, and I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. A lot of little subtle things that I'm happy to point out. And the thing that makes Kirby the most special of all is his copy ability. You can eat enemies and get their powers. Here we are, not Link Kirby, but Sword Kirby, and we have all sorts of different abilities. It seems like you can do an awful lot. It can feel like a lot to remember at times. If you're ever unsure, take a moment and pause. The undisputed king of melee weapons, the sword. Drill stab, down thrust, spin slash, the list goes on. Finish with a sword dive, and then raise your blade to the heavens to let out a war cry. Yeah, so it's basically playing as Link. You can check the moves at any time. If you ever want to reference them again, it'll remember what page you're on. Nice convenient thing. And, you know, you have spin attacks where you can go ahead and charge up and move all over the place. And it's even been updated over time. As Skyward Sword was the most recent console Zelda game, it actually has the Skyward Strike now. I like that. Nobody ever references Skyward Sword, or, well, I don't know if I really want to say that, though, because it did actually get acknowledged in Breath of the Wild, which I did not see coming. This guy here, I didn't really go over him as a Waddle Doo. With me taking him out, I do want to mention that I'm not going to be going over every single copy ability as soon as I can, which means you don't get to be a part of me! You just die a slow and painful death getting slashed into nothingness. I really had to feel cathartic about explaining things in a video game, okay? It's what I exist for. I want to give every copy ability time in the sun. I want to show any moves with it that we can possibly see and just kind of give a full showcase of it, you know? I don't want to skim past it. This guy flying out right now is a Brano bird. He flies through the air and does not give any ability if eaten. Not all enemies are special, and they don't get the satisfaction of knowing that they might be part of me one day. They're flying enemies, and as you saw there, they can either fly side to side or front to back. They are not bound by dimensions, as I like calling it. This is all about multi-plane platforming, kind of like Little Big Planet or Wario Land for Virtual Boy, which is a very underrated game. If you ever get a chance to play it, I highly recommend it, and I really like the concept getting used here. So, yeah, you move throughout the foreground and the background. The enemies can do the same. That guy's a broom hatter. He moves from side to side trying to sweep the floor with you, but ends up just sweeping the floor. I didn't acknowledge it back there just because there is so much going on, just so many enemies left and right. That silver thing that I picked up with a question mark on it, that is a keychain. Hey, what do you know? Keychain. I didn't plan it that way. These are a major type of collectible. They are needed for 100%, but they don't actively really do a whole lot. We'll be getting into more of what those are like later. I am going to suck you after I snuggle you. Just watch! Ooh, a shiny. I like me some shinies. This is a sunstone. They gate your progress throughout the adventure. You want to collect at least some of them. Collecting all of them will enable you to do some interesting things, and we will be getting all of them. Oh, right, the super ability of the week. Hypernova Kirby! This is the only appearance this has ever made in any Kirby adventure. Kind of odd, because when you think about it, it seems like it would make for a really good final smash, a lot more so than the Ultra Sword. Experiment all you want with it. It never goes out. You can choke on a tree trunk if you want. Don't worry about it, not going to hurt you at all. Kirby's Inhale is super powered. He can strafe while using it. I said strafe while using it. Yeah, okay, so we'll pull this over, and then I can move backwards. Since it never runs out, there's a lot of things that you can do with it, and you're free to just take all the time that you need to. I like that it's not timed, and it just kind of goes until the end of the area. And I gotta say, Hypernova might be the coolest name for any ability ever, and it's not because it just sounds cool. A hypernova in astronomy means an explosion of a star so great that it collapses on itself and becomes a black hole. For a star warrior like Kirby, who is exceedingly powerful in this form and, you know, is like feeding a bottomless pit, I can think of no better name for it. Here, that is a rare keychain. That, instead of being a random keychain like the silver ones are, that will always give the same one, meaning that you gotta find the golden one in each stage if you truly want 100%. Silver ones are just gotchas. And we have our first boss fight, the Molle Brothers. I said we have our first boss fight, the Molle Brothers. You don't count as a real boss fight unless I'm kicking your ass. I'm the commentator, so what I say goes. It's a very simple fight. Their hair kind of conveys their difficulty. Yeah, he's a bit of a trickster. Aw, he laughed at me. Well, who's gonna be laughing here in a second? Sticks up a sign. Sticks up his skull. And last up, oh, he's mad. His sunglasses say so. Your fashion sense just shows what a badass you are. I understand these things. He's going out of the bottom. Okay. I've been waiting for you. Oh, I was waiting too long. I'm not really proving myself as all that good here. I do want to say that contrary to how I'm making this fight look, Kirby is a very easy game, and I would say that this is definitely an easier Kirby title. Do I think that's a bad thing? No, not really. I think it makes it a great first installment for those of you that have never tried Kirby before. It's a really fun time and just kind of non-threatening. It does have its challenges, but they mainly come in at the later points. For now, though, pretty non-friendly, non-threatening adventure up the dream stock. With rainbows that you get to be. The goal game. Depending on our power, we'll fly further. Naturally, we want empty power. This one's kind of hard. I often overshoot. I don't really ever undershoot it. I either get it all the way or I don't. It's always late for me. My Kirby, we did not need to see that side of you. My other random... Man, it's just giving me Kirby Canvas Curse ones. These are references to past Kirby titles, so you can kind of get a bit of a history lesson here. Kind of funny that it was all Canvas Curse. Is the rare one for this? Okay, no, Nightmare in Dreamland, the Star Rod. Very important artifact to the Kirby lineage. And it sure is nice of the bad guys to open up the next area to us after clearing that one. Otherwise, we'd be stuck here for the rest of our lives. And since I spent so much of that as a swirling rainbow of death, I can't help myself sometimes. We didn't get to see all of what Sword can do, so let's get into it. So, me having sword beams, I mentioned that this is playing as Link. It's because I'm at full health. Classy. And it's just so cool that you're seeing here that this is, without a shadow of a doubt, a 3D world. Just, Kirby likes moving side to side, so he just kind of does what he does. Nobody's bothering him. Except for all the people trying to kill him, but, you know, that's splitting hairs. We'll go inside of this nut in the mountain. What abilities have I not done yet? I could do my skyward spin attack, or spin slash as it's called. It's a fun ability, just whenever you're rushing through and don't really want to pay attention to anything else. That about does it for Sword. Time to ditch it. This is an enemy called Ringle, and it gives us a brand new form to Triple Deluxe, Bell Kirby. You can spin around, launching them as projectiles. Doing it in the air can also cause that to happen. This is a more defensive ability. Kirby has some not obvious parts of his default moveset, such as guarding and dodging, and if I were to guard in this form, he puts the bell over his head. He can do this in midair to cause him to guard in situations where other abilities can't, so really try everything when you get an ability, because some of them have very obscure properties. For instance, Sword is good underwater. It always seems like when I'm going to talk about something off topic, it just becomes on topic without me even trying. This is a Maxim Tomato. Will restore you to full health, but we don't really need it in the current moment, because contrary to how poorly I've been playing, I haven't actually gotten hit yet. This guy, Chip, he is not bound by dimensions either. He'll be a good opportunity for our combo attack, and then at the end of a combo, you can finish it by doing that big attack by tapping down and B. There it is. Releases shockwaves and everything. A pretty helpful ability. Bell is very slow. It kind of doesn't feel as free as Sword did. I think Sword was a lot more outfitted for fighting, but it does have combo potential. It does rack up damage even if the individual hits are pretty low. And like I said, it is kind of more on the defensive side because you got projectiles and a special kind of guard. Grab a 1-up right there, because we do have extra lives that get thrown away if you ever turn off the game, but lucky for you, 3DS has sleep mode. Am I really gonna leave this game on for months so I can bask in the glory of my own extra lives? You bet I am! Thanks, developers. What else does Bell got? Let's see what it says. Ring dong ding dong. It's a golden bell. Shake it, and a strange tone issues forth. Talk about stunning conclusions. Get a load of the ding finale. Ding finale. So that's what it's called. The quick finale. Press and hold up, and then down B quickly. Okay. Sting ding. Twin tinker. Tinker melody. Press and hold B, then release. We've seen down. Okay, so let's see here. So we got down B. That's basically the combo finisher just at any time. Hold up and then down B. Okay, that is verbatim the combo finisher, so it's just that you can't do the move immediately. They want you to kind of build up to it. I was going to try to do it right there, but it didn't really seem to want to do it. Down B. Still not enough to break it. There's that low damage for you. Grab our first Sunstone. Man, this thing really does not hit for any damage at all. Why do you suck so badly? I am berating you. Figuratively and literally. This over here is Kaboo, which might be the most inconsistent Kirby enemy of all time. Sometimes it slides along the ground, sometimes it drops from the ceiling onto the ground, sometimes it teleports around, other times it disappears, and other times it's actually God. In this case, it moves around in 3 dimensions, making it a force to be reckoned with. And when I say force to be reckoned with, I mean for Kaboo's standards. He's never really been known to be the tough Kirby enemy. Here we got a cannon. We got Kirby using his head, or torso, same thing. I know you kind of don't really discriminate when it comes to your anatomy. And we have cannons that require gyro aiming. First time we're seeing that. We'll grab a second Sunstone. And I'm a dirty boy, I gotta break everything. That over there is Gordo, and with a name like that, you're a sympathetic bad guy. I feel for your childhood. He is an invincible enemy that you can't defeat in any way, shape, or form. He's just kind of an obstacle that you gotta deal with. Does he even truly count as an enemy at all, if that is the case? Asking the deep questions here. You have a copy ability, and you died before I could even show it. There's a Shotzo, just kind of a cannon. I'm trying to use the charge attack to some sort of use though, but everything keeps dying because when you press B, you whack him with the bell, but you have to be close for them for the attack to even work. Could I... It's not even tall enough to hit the block above me so I can open this way. Man, what makes you so lame? Orange star on a door signifies a secret, whereas the triple star doors are where you're supposed to be going. It's a subtle thing that you kind of just realize after playing Kirby for a while subconsciously, and I thought I'd point it out to you because it does make the experience a lot more enjoyable. We got a key, and we got flowers acting as platforms. We can't fly while we have the key, only single jumps. And by bringing that to where it's supposed to be, or supposed to key as it may be, we can get all of the Sunstones in 1-2. Oh, I can't go through this platform, it's hard. Thought it was a soft platform, it's kind of narrow, and that's usually how they go. Ring any bells? You? And hey, the bell's actually being kind of efficient now. This little thing in the wall means another keychain. That's 3 of them. I will be showing every location of every keychain. There is no in-game checklist to tell you when you have found every keychain in every level, so I got your back. Don't worry. Waddle Dee! Is that a street pass you've got there? And from the street pass king himself? If you have a street pass, Bandana Waddle Dee will give you better items for each street pass that you currently have banked. You can bank up to 10, I believe. And he gives you assist stars, which are held items that can be used by pressing the Y button. Think of it kind of like the held power-up in Super Mario World. These are health recovery items when you're in a pinch. Because I had a street pass, I not only got the assist star, but also a bunch of regular stars and a keychain. Since I haven't gone over it, stars are essentially coins. 100 of them gets you a 1-up, and that's what we just got. I gave some thought to what ability I wanted, and we've seen Bell, we've seen Sword. Let's move on to something new. Fire Kirby. One of the original copy abilities that everyone knows. This is categorized by good continuous damage, but it's largely based around standing still for good results. It's one of the few copy abilities that enemies have elemental weaknesses to. In this case, Mr. Frosty, as you can imagine, probably not going to be taking very kindly to fire. I was even able to directionally influence the flamethrower there, and you can spit out in the air. Okay, fine, we're not going to be seeing everything that it has to offer. We're just going to inhale him, butt and all, and turn into Ice Kirby to have good movement along the ground. By having this ability, we can freeze enemies and then kick them away. Flying up here, you can get an easy-to-miss rare keychain. And then, that's the end of that. We'll probably go over fire and ice in some more detail. It's a pretty common trend. Ice also can have some elemental weaknesses of enemies. Now, because I need all the help I can get, I'm going to show you a really cheap trick to getting the best on this every single time. If you press home, that's not how I want it. I want to do it just, yeah, right now, ever so slightly before it. If you can get it just 1 notch before it and then mash A back into the game. It was one notch too far. Okay, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. Okay, it's bad, but it's not terrible. There is actually a secret that you can do with the goal game. I got 1 star. There's a secret you can do with the goal game if you get 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in that order, and we're actually set up for it right now better than I think I ever have been. I got Bubble Kirby from Kirby Squeak Squad. Flotzo from Superstar Ultra. Waddle D Ball from Canvas Curse. Just loves Canvas Curse. You think he'd sweep it under the rug, because Hal didn't really develop that one, I don't think. Hamster from Mass Attack. Kind of an underrated game. And Dynablade is our rare one for this one. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good start. Except for the goal game. And except for the bosses. But, you know, we're working on it. We're gonna end things off there, and if you want to play along with this, I want to inform you that Kirby Triple Deluxe has become a Nintendo Select, meaning that any copy of it you find is likely to be very dirt cheap nowadays. So this is an excellent Kirby game to experience if you haven't already, or an excellent entry point for the series. Not like there's super deep lore that you gotta know in order to play this one. It is a sequel to Kirby Superstar, but that doesn't really mean that you're gonna be missing out on a whole lot. But do play Kirby Superstar, because it's a great game. Anyway, next time on Kirby Triple Deluxe, always feels so cool to say the game title and the outro for the first time. We're going forward in Fine Fields, seeing if we can find any trace of King Dedede. See you guys then.